I'm never sure when it's really started.
You can start with the log. We are now live.
Captain's log, USS Navajo, stardate 48720.1. Captain David Perone reporting. After bringing on new crew members at Deep Space Nine, including Commander Viral Salan, my new XO, and Lieutenant Finley Knox, our new tactical officer, we headed out on routine patrol. The Navajo has been on patrol duty for about 10 days between Cardassians and Kethi space. It's been almost episodic in its routine. We've done some good, assisted a couple of merchants with mechanical complications. No, they had to endure some lectures from Commander Solak, and encouraged an Orion vessel to look for prey elsewhere. So far, we haven't encountered any troubles with the Cardassians or the Zenkethi. Hopefully, that'll remain the case. And log. I'm in.
Captain, here's today's reports. It's like usual.
Thank you, Commander. Another exciting day in the fleet.
Yes, sir, it is. Though being this close to the Badlands, I would think we would see, well, something.
Well, just keep the sensors hot. Let me know if anything interesting happens.
Understood, sir. Is there anything else?
Not unless there's anything in this report you need to draw my attention to.
Unless you like looking at cataloging space dust, sir.
Ah, super exciting. But it beats the alternative. I don't like getting shot at. What's a bear getting the hull repainted afterwards? All right, well, that'll be all, Commander. Keep us on our current course and speed. Let me know if anything interesting happens.
Understood, sir. Uh, 1 second here.
Captain seeing about how much he enjoys having an XO again to take care of all those little details.
Was Solak not doing a sufficient job?
I was going to say,
Hey, it does an absolutely logical, sufficient job, but getting nagged by a Vulcan gets old after a while.
Nagged by Vulcans.
I sent something to our tactical officer.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I had that covered up. Okay. Okay. I will go ahead and is he in his office?
Yes, he's in his
Or
ready room with the first officer currently.
I'll nod towards the bridge person who will, take temporary, have him. Could you take con for a moment? And I'll walk over and buzz his door.
gonna get a crowd out here in a minute. Come in.
Knox steps in. I think the tour of the neighborhood is over, sir. Eyes only, Starfleet Command.
Captain will get up and stretch his hand out for the pad he assumes is in her hand.
Yep, she hands it to you.
And he will have a look.
You want me to wait outside, sir?
Have you already read this?
No. Eyes only. I believe it's you.
Very good. Return to your post.
She'll head on out.
You go ahead and stand fast, Commander Burrell, in case I need to inform you of this.
Yes, sir.
I'll sit back down and keep my eyes on the sweeps, just in case there's anything unusual out there.
The sweeps and the beeps.
Yep, exactly. Because when there's too many beeps or too many sweeps, well,
Don't give us threat if we make Spaceballs references.
I figured we'd get one from each genre, Star Wars, Spaceballs, Stargate, just go through the list.
Well, depending on what we just got from Starfleet Command, I might give you a Battlestar Galactica reference that starts with F. Is that the entire message, Jim?
I'm trying to type it out. So
No worries. I didn't see the little thing at the bottom that said so and so is still typing.
Stupid Discord and its message limits.
yeah, exactly.
My annual subscription just renewed like this week, so I'm on board with the stupid Discord discussion.
You pay for it?
Yeah, I got tired of the message limits.
Oh, I didn't know they did not have message limits if they did that.
It's expanded. There is actually a limit. If I get too long on my logs, I'll get cut off. But I like having.
Yeah, I mean, as it, when I do logs, I have to message like 4 times.
I think I got a subscription because I GM, so, and I at this point most of my friends use Discord to communicate. So
I didn't even know there was a paid version of Discord.
I didn't for a long time.
Yeah.
It was some other.
Well,
it was just
when Microsoft bought it, I wouldn't doubt it that they made it
that
paid.
did not happen.
That didn't happen. Yeah, they
No.
haven't bought it yet.
Oh, I thought they
Yeah.
did.
They
No,
were,
hasn't
but
happened.
it didn't actually happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought that was a done deal. Oh,
There was some
Good.
benefits for the subscription as a GM that I wanted, but at the moment I can't remember what they were.
I gave you the prudent information, so
Benny. Captain will look at his new XL. Says, "Well, Commander, let's make best possible speed to Volon 4. It seemed the relay station seemed to have gone dark." And Ron will still, since he's already standing, he'll just kind of gesture towards the bridge.
she nods.
And he will follow her out to the bridge. I can never remember which one is actually my seat, so I'll just take this one.
I think it's the right one.
That's my
But
ship.
honestly, it's your ship. You get to pick, I'd say.
Very true.
I was about to say the same thing. Lieutenant Vogel, alter course for Volon 4. Get us there as quickly as you can.
Aye, sir. Adjusting course now.
Lieutenant Knox, pull up Starfleet database, pull everything you can. As far as I know, we got a relay station out there. It's gone dark. There's a scientific research outpost there along the Cardassian border. Been dark for about 36 hours. We need to figure out what's going on out there.
I'll start bringing that up. And I'll start bringing it up, GM. See what the intel says.
Insight plus security, difficulty 2, assisted by ship's computers. Security. Vogel, you can give me a reason plus con, assisted by the ship's computers con, to set a course. Difficulty 1.
Astronavigation.
Yep. You're near the Badlands, so it's why there's a roll.
Oh, okay. Diff 1, I should be able to handle this, I think.
Dun dun dun.
Famous last words, right? Ship was computers con?
Yep.
Yep, looks like someone's getting it.
You plot a course and gain 2 momentum.
Commander Rye, while they're doing that, let's pull up the scientific surveys of that area, see if there's any spatial anomalies or anything in that area we need to be aware of, other than the normal in this area.
Sir would recommend we also pull up any reports of ship-to-ship encounters in those areas, civilian or otherwise.
Not a bad idea.
GM, you get a threat. I failed my untapped.
Yay.
Okay, now you wanted me to roll insight and security. Are we clear on that roll?
Yes, it's difficulty 2. So
Okay.
you just select the, just check, insight and then security, which you have. And you click on perform task.
Okay. And focuses, I don't know that any of them apply
I don't think you have one.
Okay, here it goes.
Now you can buy extra dice, or before you roll, now you can always buy dice.
I'll buy one if there's no objection from the team.
No objection.
Okay.
You buy
Here
with momentum.
Yep.
Okay.
One.
And then the ship is also assisting with computers security.
Okay.
I got it.
Now you have cautious security, so you can re-roll one of those dice.
Okay, so I'm gonna re-roll one of them. How do I do that re-roll? Just public roll?
No, or you can do it. You can do it. Go through the character sheet. Just click perform task, and then just move the slider down to 1 dice.
Oh, okay, good idea. Wow. Okay. Okay, 3.
Ooh.
And you get the momentum back.
Great.
GM, can I use my bonus and one of the momentums create a trait that I found a very efficient course that saves us time?
Sure.
Good call.
Okay, and then I'll share that data with number
Um,
one and captain first, I would
so
guess.
what I'm going to do is I'm going to private message you the data, or what you
Okay,
find, and then you can disseminate there so that way you can role play in your character instead of me just saying it out loud.
sounds good.
Oh, that's what the Captain. I plotted our course. I was able to save us some time. It looks like we could get there around 4 hours at maximum warp.
Good job. Good job, Lieutenant. Let's get moving.
Aye, sir. I will engage.
Was there a roll, Rye, you're supposed to do?
What? But did you want me to do a roll for?
Um,
Uh,
I'm just ready to say, was it to see if there's anything unusual going on in?
yeah, I know he wanted me to go over what they were working on and if there was anything that might have caused this. I wasn't sure if that needed a roll or not, but I can.
I was looking to see, navigational hazards, space phenomena in the area that we need to be aware of before we get into it. Other than next to the Badlands.
Nothing unusual. I mean, it's the Badlands, so it's the normal kind of unusual.
I'm not sure whether to be relieved or not. If there were unusual space phenomena in the area, that would explain the relay going out.
I sent the appropriate information to you, Nux.
Okay, so sir, all I've got is this thing was built in the late 2260s as a response to monitor Cardassian and Tzensky activity in the area, shut down 2340s, and taken over by a research group. Small station built inside an asteroid around Volin 4.
Any idea what the researchers out there were looking into?
Nothing in the files that came up for me. I'll look over at I believe somebody else is looking into that too, right? I'll look over at Miss Ray.
Yeah, I guess with the Rive's background in science, would she recognize the kind of research they're doing or recognize any of the researchers in particular?
Or the name of the research corporation.
True.
Oh,
Give
private
me-
researchers or Starfleet?
It's Federation, so private. Like they're civilians, so it's more of a private research establishment.
Thank you. That answers the question. Cool. Anybody you know, Commander?
Insight science?
Give me insight science difficulty 2.
And I'm going to take that momentum, see if I can build us up some more. Had to try. Wait, I have cautious. Hold on one second.
Yeah, you can go fishing if you want.
Hey, there we go.
There we go.
Does ship assist?
No, this is for her to recall from memory.
See if I remember anybody or recognize names or research. Well, I thought I knew most of the research in the area, Captain, but this is not something I've actually heard of through the grapevine, as it were. What's going on here is not commonly discussed, at the very least.
And that's odd.
And not so much.
All right. Well, unless anybody has any ideas, I think we've learned all we can before we arrive. Let's make sure all sections are ready for, well, just about anything.
If there's nothing else, we will jump to you guys' arrival.
What about those ship reports of the area? Anything unusual get reported or?
I'll just say this: nothing out of the ordinary. Normal shipping, normal ship traffic in terms for merchant activity.
Okay.
There's been nothing from the Cardassians or Zenkethi, so.
And this is a relay on the border with the Cardassian Empire?
It's near the border. It's sort of what I'll kind of clarify from what I sent the technical officer. So the relay station was built in essentially during Kirk's era, Kirk's time, as a way to essentially it was more of a listening post originally to monitor Cardassian and Zenkethi shipping in the area. It was later shut down due to the Federation Cardassian War. Then
Got it.
a group of private researchers took it over.
Captain, do Starfleet orders require us to repair this relay?
That's not included in our orders, but if it's malfunctioning, we'll repair it. If the
Very
station
well.
and ourselves.
Very well. I shall have a repair party ready in case you do decide that we need to do so.
If there's nothing else, we will fast forward you guys arriving in the Volan system.
Works for me. We'll go to yellow alert when we get close, just in case.
And I'll have a sensor scan ready to go when we're close enough.
After a expert maneuvering through some of the Badlands as a quick shortcut, you arrive in the Volan system.
Commander Rye, give us a scan of the system. Any other ships in the area, et cetera, et cetera.
On it, sir.
Commander Solak, as soon as you can find it in the sensors, let's see if we can get a reading on that relay. See if you can figure out what's wrong with it.
Acknowledged.
Now that we're a little closer, Lieutenant Knox, see if you can get established communication with the science outpost.
See if I can reach them.
And GM, would you like me to do a roll for that task?
GM, can you hear us?
Yeah, no, sorry. I sent you something. You get essentially no response.
Here it is. Got it. She'll look up no response from the station. They didn't even try to pick up the call, did they?
Do you know if they received it? They received the message?
Let me ask the GM. We are transmitting. Nobody's picking anything up.
Very well. Captain will wait patiently for the other two officers to report.
7 world system, Captain. Star is a class G.
Anything else in the neighborhood besides us, the relay station, and the planet?
No, there's only one Class M. It's Volan. I can read new. 1V is 4. It's a Class M. It's a very thin atmosphere and a lot of volcanic activity. Doubtful it'd be a good hiding place.
Sounds
Volan
like
5 is the gas giant with 7 moons. That's not seeing any other ships or anything particularly nefarious in the scan.
sounds like a lovely vacation spot. Standard orbit, Lieutenant Vogel.
Aye, aye, sir. Now we'll maneuver the ship.
Give me a control plus con difficulty of 1. Assisted by these ship's engines plus con.
I'll use the momentum, turn on my caution. I'll re-roll one of them. And then if someone could grab the ship's engines con.
I'll grab it. That person.
Yay, I get a bonus for that. So I have 2 bonus.
Gain 2 momentum.
Plus you have 2 bonus, right?
Yep.
You want to do anything with them?
Is the research station on the planet?
No, it's embedded into an asteroid that orbits the planet like a small moon.
Aha.
And is that the relay as well? Or is the relay a separate piece of tech?
It's built into the station, so
Got it. Thank you.
like they during that time Starfleet tried to do its best to hide it. So
Got it.
Can I use my 2 bonus to nestle the ship between the relay station and another asteroid to kind of use the asteroid as cover just in case?
sure. It's a fairly large body of rock, so
Yeah, but we got deflectors for that.
Once we've got our little hidey spot, I'm just going to go over different vectors that could be used to attack us, or if we got hit from those directions, at least, I've already got. Yeah, I'm just watching those areas, watching our 6, because we got a boulder in front of us effectively, but I'll watch our 6.
Reading my mind, Lieutenant.
as you maneuver into near the asteroid to use it as cover, Rye, give me a insight science difficulty of 1 assisted by the ship's sensor science.
Okay. Is this something any of my focuses would apply to?
Yes.
Aha.
Don't forget 2 dice from the ship.
Thank you. Wow. Okay.
Ship's on vacation.
I hope she's not mad at me.
The engines are working just fine.
Of
The
course they
ship's
are.
The ship's upset about that whole, repeating timeline thing.
But why is it mad at me?
It was your division that caused it.
Yeah, you're right. The buck stops with me. I get it.
That could also be why you had to lose a few officers in your division.
True. Upkeep's a little slow until we can replace them.
Well, you gained a momentum.
So we're at 3.
Should be, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, it's not showing up as. That's weird.
I see that too.
Changing for me either.
Yeah, it's changing in the chat, but not in the. Can you click in there and see if it changes from a 2 to a 3, Vogel?
I just changed it. If it went,
It didn't. It's still showing.
One of my players said Foundry was acting weird for him yesterday, so maybe there was
Yeah,
something
maybe
to
it's
that.
a Foundry thing.
All right, we'll just have to keep manual check of it. Captain, I'm picking up on scanners now. There's some debris near the asteroid. Appears to be the remains of a Cardassian Hideki? She would say it right. Cardassian Hideki class scout ship. That's hard with my list.
The remains. Any indication of what killed it?
I'm picking up a signature. Phasers. Federation weapon standard.
Nosh, is any record of that science outpost being armed?
Anything in the records, GM? No, there's not. How recent are those shots? Is that possibly a leftover from the Cardassian War itself?
So there'd be a momentum spend. Well, you have
I think we should risk it.
Yeah, okay, you have to spend a momentum.
And then I get 2 questions.
Well, then you get another question. You already used your 1 free question from your science officer ability.
Spend it. Information value.
I think they have Studious though.
Yeah, I
Yes,
do.
but the way Studious reads is whenever you spend 1 or more momentum to obtain information, you may ask 1 additional question. So you have to spend at least 1 momentum. And she gets to ask 2 questions, essentially.
So let's do it. Okay, so how recent was the phaser fire?
That is to the wrong person.
Yeah, the other Vulcan over here.
No, I sent it to the.
Rate of decay shows these shots were fired around 40 hours ago.
That would be close in time to when the relay went dark.
And
Unlock
wouldn't
any
there
ship.
be an incident report? I mean, every ship is required to report to Starfleet that it's discharged ordnance.
Not if the relay got knocked out.
Or if a vessel other than a Starfleet vessel engaged in combat with this Cardassian ship.
We are close to the Badlands. Could have been a Maquis raider.
Or it could have been something else, Captain.
That's possible.
Logical to assume Maquis raiders, though they are active in this particular region.
Drew, any luck connecting with that relay, Commander?
Outside of that, GM, did I need to make a roll for that?
Yeah, give me a reason plus engineering, assisted by the ship's communications plus engineering, difficulty 2.
And the XO would probably speak up having a medical background and ask Commander Rye about life signs on the asteroid.
Yeah, I do have one more question. We could see if we can spot life signs.
I'm going to steal a momentum for this roll. And GM, because I'm Captain, you're wanting me to scan the ship for just to see what damage is done to it, or what am I scanning the ship for again?
So not the ship, but
The relay, yeah.
Relay, to see if you can figure out what's wrong with it.
Yeah. Would you accept diagnostics as a focus, GM?
Of course, we'll know what's wrong with it if it's just not there.
Sorry, what focus?
Diagnostics.
Yes.
Thank you. And I'll do the ship. And you said the ship was computers and what? Was it computers engineering? Or sensors engineering?
Yeah. Um, I don't know what I'm saying. I don't know what I'm saying. Communications engineering.
Communications engineering. Got it.
I'm not currently detecting life signs, Captain, but the way that the relay is designed, the composite materials, they tend to reflect sensors. Honestly, we won't know until we get closer or on the ground itself.
That reflection break going to cause us trouble with transporters?
You can assume
That would
it
be a
could.
Mr. Solak. That would be a Mr. Solak question.
And I think the GM is typing stuff to me right now. Hold on.
No, I know.
Yeah. He would answer if so. Basically, what was it detected? What, Rye? What was detected?
Oh, well, we're looking for life signs, but the way that the relay was designed with the dispensers, it reflects sensors, basically. So Captain was asking if
Yeah.
that would be cause difficulty for teleport. Not teleport, dang it. Transporter.
Transporter. It would be logical, Captain, to assume that there would be some interruption with the transporter. If sensor beams are not able to penetrate, it would be logical that the transport beam from the transporter could be interrupted in some way. I would not recommend transport onto that array until this is resolved.
What he said.
I was afraid he was going to say that. Yes, the captain will send a message down to the shuttle bay to prep a shuttle.
Captain, the sensors have come back regarding the array. The station's main power is offline and running on emergency power. Many of its main systems are also offline, but I am able to link to the transporter room. And I guess what I will do now, GM, out of character, is I'll say, I'd want to look into whether or not the reflected back that they're getting from the sensors, if that is a threat to use the transporters.
No, like since the station has its own transporter room, you assume that that's probably the only way on and off the actual station itself.
So I'll say then, Captain, because I've established a link with the transporter room, it should be safe for us to beam personnel directly from our transporter room into the array's transporter room, or the station's transporter room.
Does the facility have a docking port?
Does it, GM? According to the records from Starfleet, it does not have a docking array of any kind. It seems that supplies to the station are delivered via the transporter.
Interesting. Yeah, they have life support over there.
GM, I'll assume that they do, since
It's whatever is probably left in the recycle since main power's offline. You could assume that life support could be damaged. So if there is anything alive, they're probably running slowly out of air. But
yeah, it's on emergency power, so emergency power means that there's life support.
To a degree, like it's scrubbing, but as soon as emergency power goes off, it whatever's in the air is in the air.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we'll take rebreathers with us just in case. Commander Solak, Lieutenant Knox, Lieutenant Rye with me. Someone call down the medical just in case we need a doctor. Commander Barala, you have the con.
Understood, sir.
Oh, and Lieutenant Vogel?
Yes, sir.
Just in case things go wrong, come up with a plan for picking us up with a shuttle.
Aye, sir.
All right, who's going down?
Solak, Knox, Rye, and whatever medical personnel Vogel wants to bring along.
Yeah, I'm thinking Vigo.
Vigo the Carpathian? GM, I'll take an engineering kit along with me.
Okay, that's standard for your kit, so.
Standard, yeah.
What about an extra power supply in case we want to bring?
I'll grab one of those.
Power to the station.
Sure. I can bring transporter buffers as well if you would like.
That'd be momentum cost.
Do you want me to bring that, Captain?
Better to have it and not need it than to need it and not have it.
Okay. I'll take her on buffers as well.
And GM, we've got our normal sidearm, right?
Yeah, so if you're wanting to bring any sort of like equipment, like body armor, phasers, grenades, like Type 3 phasers, grenades.
That purple space bazooka that Worf used in that one Star Trek movie?
Yes. Though that requires essentially a momentum spend.
Yeah, I don't think we need to break out the heavy artillery yet.
No, I don't think so. But I am going to make sure, GM, I do have a sidearm. I don't know if I have to pay for that.
Type 2 is free. Type 1 and Type 2 are free. So
Okay.
no need to pay, there's no cost for that.
Okay. I believe that's the smaller one in the hand vacuum, right?
Yes.
I'd rather have the hand vacuum than be sorry, so I'll make sure I have a hand vacuum.
By the way, if you spill anything on the controls, you can suck it up real quick.
You've read my mind, sir.
This is the activation I always hate. I've just spent a point of activation to get the transport chief to send us places.
Yes, do you need me to roll for the transporter chief,
You
GM?
do. I'm just
Okay.
double checking the roll for it.
So this will activate him.
And we've got flashlights too, right? Just in case those nifty Starfleet flashlights. I think they come like 2 or whatever,
Yeah.
We just use the flashlights on our iPhones. Oh wait a minute, no, that's right.
Oh, wait.
You mean beacons? Which beacons?
Vogel,
are
what's
beacons are a opportunity cost of 1. Apparently, they have a flashlight.
Wow.
Yep.
Well, we'll spend that in case it's dark. Or
Yep.
gets dark.
We should, just in case. You never know when you end up on the dark station with no power and no energy and dwindling life support.
Well, we should be cautious. The dark side is powerful.
Okay. Control engineering task assisted by the ship's sensors plus science. You're going from a pad to a pad, so it is difficulty of 0.
And I'll add, I'll give him because we activated him, I'll give him a new value. But I'll roll this first.
Have we already done an attribute and a discipline increase on him?
We've done a talent. We've given him an additional focus. And he's got 1 value right now. So we haven't done an attribute or a discipline increase on him. No, we haven't.
I was looking at the notes. It just lists which activation it was. It didn't actually list what we did each time.
Yeah.
Well, why don't we
I think the last time we gave him an additional focus, which was troubleshooting.
why don't we increase one of his attributes?
Okay. Why don't we increase? His presence is 7. Why don't we say that he's got more of a presence now? As you can see, he likes to model his uniform there. So get his presence up to 8.
I don't know when a transport chief's going to need a presence roll, but if he does, he'll be a little better at it.
Yeah. Why don't we do that?
Well, if people come in like a pancake, the better bedside manner you've got. That was player.
All right, and he will roll. And wow.
Wow. You had to throw the joke out, didn't you?
I did, apparently.
We're all going to die.
It's a difficulty 0, so it succeeds.
It succeeds, but it's still funny.
There's just no momentum gain. The ship, since there is no success, the ship is unable to assist. So.
Yeah.
We all land a quarter inch above the ground.
GM, where did you get that special effect from?
I made it.
Oh,
That's awesome.
never mind.
Use it. It's
That's
practically day one.
no. Like, I don't know if you downloaded it from somewhere and implemented it.
No, I created the macro and
Yeah.
I'm using JB's 2A for the
Okay.
effects. So
No, that's great.
Very cool.
and Vigo.
We made it. Yeah, normally Cox is a little more efficient than that.
Interesting. This technology is significantly older. I would say at least 70 to 80 years older than our current technology.
No, the station was built in Kirk's time.
Possibly even older than that. Captain, I would... Oh, sorry, go ahead.
All right, who brought the map knows the way to their command center?
I can try and do an internal scan right now, but it's on emergency power. I would recommend, Captain, the first priority would be to restore power to the station if we can.
Has anybody transported out recently?
We could try to see the transporter logs here.
I have my tricorder. I can see if I can scan a base map for the area.
Please do so, Commander.
Okay. Insight plus science difficulty of 2 for get the base map. To read the transporter log, be insight plus engineering difficulty 1.
You can go ahead, first try.
Okay, I'm gonna spin a momentum. Any chance, like, Starship recognition or Starfleet protocol or anything like that would come in handy?
No.
Dang it. Wow. Okay. I'm gonna re-roll one of those.
There you go. And sorry, GM. What was my role again?
Insight plus engineering difficulty 1.
Insight. Right, I'm just going to roll it as is. Let's see, I'm looking into. Would you accept computers as a focus? Or transporters / replicators?
Transporters / replicators will be fine.
All right, I'll just roll 2 die. Got a momentum. Pulling up the logs now, Captain. Technology is somewhat antiquated and responding rather slow.
Well, I'm sure being on low power mode is not helping either.
Very logical to assume that.
There are 3 decks from where we are. Looks like we're just about here, Captain. Power cord is here on C deck.
And no one has beamed out of this station in the last 60 hours, sir.
All right, let's head down to the power core as Commander Solas suggests and get power back running in this place. It's going to get awful cold and hard to breathe here after a while.
Definitely not preferable.
Well, that's not good.
It would seem that this station has unwanted guests. Lieutenant Knox,
Yes.
I think this is your department.
Let me take a look. What do you got?
I'm guessing
Oh.
2 dead Cardassians.
Well, have we opened the door to that area, or are we just viewing them through security?
We're opening the door because the doors slide open.
Okay. I'll step in then. Okay.
Vigo would probably start scanning the Cardassians for cause of death.
Insight plus medicine, difficulty 1.
Oh, I should probably activate him. You said insight med?
Yep. Diff 1.
Triage? Field medicine?
I'll take field medicine.
All right, take a threat. I think I'll fish.
Oh,
Ah!
nice fishing. A shark came out and bit you. No, it's kidding. I've taken your approach to fishing in this game with other games, Vogel. You've won me over.
Would appear that these Cardassians died from phaser wounds.
Interesting.
Gun signs of a phaser fight on the wall, GM, like blast marks around here. Like there was
Yes.
a-
Yeah, you see scorch marks everywhere.
Yeah, this place was a battle zone, sir. This place may still be hot.
Lieutenant Vigo, let's give us a scan for life signs. Let's see if anyone still survived this unfortunate incident.
Aye, sir.
There are
I'm
more bodies in this section of the station, sir.
Looks like not all the bodies are Cardassian either.
No, it looks like Starfleet personnel.
I've got my phaser out, and I'm just sweeping the room with my eyes while they're doing the scientific stuff. I'm just going to stay on overwatch on the group.
Captain, it was our understanding that this facility was run by private scientists and not Starfleet. Is that correct?
That's what the file says.
Then why are Starfleet personnel here? And why are they engaging in a fight with Cardassians?
That I do not know, but we should endeavor to find out. There you go. Life signs.
Does tricorder show anything, GM?
You can spend a momentum or insight medicine, difficulty 1. Or insight or reason medicine, difficulty 1.
I'll roll it. Take a threat. I don't think I have a focus for this one. I'll fish again.
Yeah. Is that 2 momentum?
I believe so.
We are full.
Does anybody have a value for Vigo? So I think
Leave
if
no
we
one.
activate
Leave no one behind.
that work.
He's Bajoran, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think he'd be like one of those, like former Bajoran medical person. Probably saw some war. Probably had to be like a field medic during the war, something like that.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Since he has a security score too, he's probably like, like what passes a doctor in a cell or something.
A
Resistance cell.
combat medic.
He was a
Right?
combat
Yeah.
medic for resistance, so
Yeah.
Captain, I'm reading life signs 2 decks below. Trying to isolate and give us exact numbers here.
Where was the location of the engineering section of this facility?
C deck below us, if I remember correctly.
Then I would believe that is our next destination.
That depends on where those survivors are and who they are. While you're trying to narrow that down, Lieutenant Vigo, let's see if they're Cardassian or some Federation race.
My tricorder's on the fritz, sir. Having difficulty isolating individual life signs.
Can you get us a location?
2 decks below us.
Very well. Let's how close is that? How close are the survivors to the power core? Check Commander Rye's map.
Be a momentum spend.
I'll spend that. Because that's essentially what I was suggesting a second ago.
Would appear those life signs are pretty close to the power core, sir.
If they are survivors, Captain, it would be logical that they would huddle in that location.
Logical or not, that's where they are. And survivors, regardless of whether they're Federation or Cardassian, they're still our priority. Let's head that way. Lieutenant Gray, Lieutenant Knox, you have point.
Just so you know, where I'm peening at is a turbo lift.
Yes, I would love to take that turbo lift to the sea deck.
I'm guessing that on Virginity Power, we're going to be climbing the turbo lift shaft.
No, it works.
was there any security cameras in this area that might have recorded the conflict? Or did they not have any security cams in this area?
It's possible that they could have security cameras. We would be able to access them from the engineering section.
Excellent.
And an excellent use of Monk's active tile triggers, GM.
Except our tactical officer, our security guru, didn't come with us.
He'll get there.
You can also use the arrow keys to move.
Oh, do I need to move?
Yeah, if you move your token into the turbo lift, it will then prompt you to the deck that you can go to.
Oh, okay. And the turbo lift is I thought the GM was switching the thing. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, there we go. Now I've achieved it. I'm in the turbo lift. Okay.
You get a pop-up that says go to C deck, I think.
Okay. Let's see. I don't see any pop up. Let me zoom in. I have an eye infection, so things are a little tough for me right
Don't
now.
worry about it. Don't worry about it.
Somebody wants to, yeah.
There you
got
go.
you.
Thank you.
Yep.
It would seem the fighting also continued down here.
Yeah. Okay, and that's these. And obviously, I do have a weapon out.
Yeah, I do as well. GM, what direction, based upon the map, on this floor was the engineering section and where the life forms are?
They were close in proximity to each other, so
Are you able to ping it for me on the map?
straight down the hall is the power core, and then
Mhm.
the life signs are kind of scattered on this deck a little bit.
So I'll say that, Captain. Straight down the corridor here, we should be running into the engineering section. And according to Lieutenant Rye's tricorder readings, there are life form readings in this area as well, indeterminate as to where they are.
Very well. Hey, Commander Rye, see if you can get started working on the power core. Vigo, you and Knox, let's go see if we can find those life signs.
Okay.
Pausing.
It's a trap!
As you round the corner, you see a phaser shot shoot down the hall towards your direction. Whoever you are, you stay there. As someone shouts.
That sound like the non-Cardassian voice it sounds like?
Yes.
This is
I
Captain
can see
David
the
Perron.
individual. I can see the individual.
This is Captain David Perron of the USS Navajo. Cease fire.
I need some identification code, Captain.
That's an interesting question coming from a civilian scientist.
Stand down, Lieutenant. You hear another voice.
Perron just step around the corner. Do I look like a Cardassian to you?
I'm right at the corner, too. I'm rounding it with him, but I do have my weapon down. I'm just shoulder right around the corner, crouched low by the floor.
You see two women down the corner, one dressed in a familiar command red, the other one in similar, gold. She calls out, Captain Perron, USS Navajo.
That's me. Boy, that's funny looking. The last time I saw a civilian scientist, they sure weren't wearing Starfleet uniforms.
Yeah, about that. Yes, this is supposed to be a civilian outpost, but Starfleet intelligence uses it.
That would explain the uniforms.
Not unexpected. Are there any more hostile combatants aboard?
No. Main power went offline, and well, technically went offline when we used the outpost defense arrays to destroy the Cardassian scout ship that started attacking us.
Have you been unable to repair it?
Well, the engineer here has been working on it, but it was also his idea to overload the system to give us a little extra power out of these old phaser banks. Well, the plan worked, but we're sitting in the dark currently.
Any more survivors?
Just 4 of us, Captain.
Very well. Solak, you and Rye go down, see what kind of mess they made of the power core, see if you can get it back online.
Yes, Captain.
You and the rest of your team, who am I speaking with?
Lieutenant Commander Arya Devron. No, Power Core. I'll have Lieutenant Niren show you to the Power Core.
Understood.
Specialist Dura will be there. She just nods to Niren. And she...
Well, is there a handy conference room or someplace where you can make a report, Commander?
Yes, sir.
Please, lead the way.
All right. Not much to look at, but this is technically my quarters. Please have a
It'll
seat,
work.
Captain.
I'm going to assume Vigo and Knox followed him.
Yeah. I'm not too far from you. Part of my job would be to protect flags, so.
Mr. Vigo, if you would, let's get a preliminary examination of our survivors. Make sure they don't have any immediate medical needs. Commander, please feel free to enlighten me as to what happened here.
I can only inform you, Captain. With all due respect.
Excuse me?
Sorry, sir. Operational security, I can only inform you. Your officers will have to wait outside.
Mr. Vigo, Mr. Knox, give us the room.
I step outside.
I'm not going to like this, am I, Commander?
Three days ago, we had a walk-in. A former Cardassian Obsidian Order agent looking for asylum. Keep in mind, this is all classified information at this point, sir.
I'm gathered by you asking me to have my officer step out. Keep going.
Currently, he is resting in one of the quarters here. He was a high-ranking agent in the Order, and apparently someone in the Obsidian Order is cleaning house. A lot of dead Obsidian Order agents are in the works at this very moment. Which means the Order is up to something. Or someone with the Order is up to something. And doesn't want whatever he or she is planning to get out. Now, he's agreed to tell me what's going on until I can guarantee his safety.
Let me guess, the remains of Hideki scout ship outside followed it. Or is that his ship?
No, that was someone that followed him. His personal transport was destroyed.
The Hideki ship out there. That would have to come from the Cardassian Central Command. If I remember correctly, the Obsidian Order is not supposed to have ships.
Whatever information he holds, Captain, it must be important for to warrant all of this.
And how sure are you that this is a legitimate? Sorry, the player's trying to remember the word. Oh, I got it. How sure are you this is a legitimate defection?
Well, sir, unfortunately, part of this game is I can't answer that.
Because you don't know, or because you can't tell me?
She just nods.
I can't tell you how much I love working with Starfleet intelligence. Very well. What do you estimate the chances of the Cardassians sending someone else after him?
Given the response, I would assume that there's a high probability, sir.
Very well. You, two other Starfleet officers, and the Cardassian. Is that the only survivors we have left here?
I presume so, sir. Um, we haven't left this deck in the last 12 hours. It was pretty gruesome firefight, especially in the main hall.
Yes, I saw the remains of it. Stand by one. Captain will tap his comm badge. This is Perone to Solak.
Solak here.
Mr. Solak, prioritize getting power back to the internal sensors. We need to make sure there aren't any more survivors on board. Needs to be your top priority.
Acknowledged.
Stand by. Perone just stepped to the door, says Vigo is probably on the other side of the door. Mr. Vigo, Mr. Gray, let's start moving this. Are there the two other survivors out there with them?
No, you assume. Well, she showed them to where Taru's at working on the main power systems.
Okay.
But the other, there's technically three more. There's a total of 4 survivors, counting Arya. So,
Mr. Vigo, what's the condition of our survivors? The ones that you've treated so far?
Sorry, driving. Vigo will respond with whatever the necessary thing is.
Niran probably needs some medical attention. She suffered a little nick from a disruptor blast. But other than that, the rest of us are fine. Couldn't say so much about the rest of my men.
I understand there'll be time to grieve later. We need to get gone. Anything else I need to know before we start moving, Commander?
There was the assault. The Cardassian assault team was. We technically outnumbered them, sir. They moved through us relatively with quick and precision. I've had some engagement with Cardassians before, especially with Cardassian Special Forces. Never seen anything like that.
Oh, so skill or physical ability?
I'm not sure what they make of it, sir. I'm still analyzing it in my head.
Prone to Commander Rye.
Right here, go ahead.
Commander, while Solak is working on getting those internal scans running, see what you can pull from the internal security cameras. Let's get all those sensor logs that we can. We are vacating as quickly as possible, though.
Hi, sir. Last 72 hours or everything?
Last 40 hours.
Understood.
Oh, Captain wants to get up and look back at the commander and say, I'll limit that in case you were doing anything else I don't need to know about.
The computer core is on B deck. If we're abandoning this post, I need to take care of some things on the computer core.
Very well, let's get it done because we are out of here as soon as we can.
Yes, sir.
The captain will send a message up to his XO. XO, let's keep a continuous long-range sensor scans out into on the Cardassian side of the line. We're expecting company. I just don't know how soon.
Oh, understood, sir. Keeping an eye out.
Oh, and just in case, Commander Barai, take us to red alert.
Yes, sir. Navajo out. Excuse me, sir. I need to get over to B deck.
I'll come with you.
As you wish, sir. While that's going on, we're gonna jump over to Solok and Rye real quick.
And as he passes the other two, we look at Vigo and not say, get those folks mobile and get them back to the Navajo. Keep your eye out for other survivors or other Cardassian hostiles.
Got it. Okay, I'm gonna start doing that, GM. Assumedly, I'm kind of sweeping and scanning up ahead with whatever resources I can.
Yeah, just give me a minute. I'm gonna handle over with Solok and Rye real quick.
Do it.
When the two of you entered into this sort of small battery type room, you see an Endorian who looks a bit kind of uniform's a bit dirty, and it's like, well, I could definitely use some help. Commander, sir.
You are Daru, are you not?
Yes, sir.
I am Solak. This is Commander Rai. We are prioritizing getting the sensors back online.
To be honest, sir, they're probably shot. I was told to try to get main power going again. I need to head over down to one of the other reactor rooms here and try to restore main power. I just
How are
got
you trying?
done. Well, I just got done
Sorry, go ahead.
finishing this repairing this console.
Why is main power offline?
I channeled all the main power into the capacitors and overloaded the phasor array, destroying the Cardassian ship.
And this overloaded the power source, or did it overload the relays?
It overloaded the relays and then also shorted out this entire console. I thought repairing the console first would be more advantageous and then going and working on the relays so that way I can control the reaction.
Very logical to assume that. And your next step now is to go and repair the relays, is that correct?
Yeah.
Do you require assistance with this?
No. If you monitor the console here, I will get started and get those relays jumped up and started again. It's an old station, but she knows her stuff. Say this
Yes. Go ahead, sorry.
100-year-old tech still works just as much as the newer stuff, sir.
Yes, the DX53 design, if I am to be exact. I am familiar with this. Proceed to the relay and begin your work. I will monitor the station from here. Is there anything else?
No, sir.
And I look at the console here, GM. Does it look repaired? Does it look like it can function?
Yeah.
Or do you need a roll for something? Okay.
It looks like he did a decent job.
Interesting. If the sensors are offline, we will be unable to scan additional information on the station. We may have to do scans using tricorders to give the captain the information that he wants. Does this console have power of any kind, GM? Or is it on low power right now?
It's on low power right now.
Am I able to access information in the computer core from this station? Like, for example, the security logs.
It's an engineering console, so no.
Okay.
Its primary function is really just to monitor the reaction output and whatnot.
All right. Then I'll wait for him to do his repair on the relay, and then I'll see how it looks here on the console. I turn to Rye and I say, did the captain ask for you to look at the security logs and the security footage?
Yeah, just wants everything from the last 40 hours, if we can get it.
Then I would recommend that you travel to the computer core. You will not be able to find that information here in engineering or in this section. This dashboard here is an engineering dashboard.
Yes, thank you, Commander. Which way was
I'll
it?
monitor. It is up on B deck, one level above us. I will see that, make sure that he repairs the array so that way we can get some additional power here to the station. I understand the captain's priority with me is the sensors, but if we can get power to additional areas in the station as well, that would be advantageous to us.
Yes, sir. Just keep an eye out, just in case.
I will keep both eyes out. I don't know why I would only keep one eye on the subject, but I suppose that is a figure of speech that I am not familiar with.
Yeah, I'll explain it to you later.
I thought that she had left the room when I said that.
The door was in my head. The door was closing, and so she pops
Yeah.
her head back in and then walks out.
GM, just Solak here being curious and inquisitive, he'll look around the room to see if there are any signs of distress in the room. Damage caused by a phaser or damage caused by anything else.
Give me an insight plus security difficulty 2.
I will buy a die with momentum. I don't know really if I have a focus for this unless you'll take repairs and maintenance.
No.
Yeah, I didn't think so. And I'm gonna fish that night. Nah, I'll leave it be. We got a momentum back. I think that's
It
good.
was security, so.
Yeah. And it was security anyway, so what am I doing? I'm so used to engineering rolls. And just FYI, the GM is typing something to me.
Oh, assumed as much.
Trying to double check my spelling here, so.
I grade on a curve, so don't worry too much about that. I note that, and I walk out the door, and I look down the hallways to see if I can see Daru. And it looks like I do not see him. And before you hit that elevator there, I call down the hallway to you and say, Rye,
Commander?
come back here for a moment, please.
What's wrong?
I walk back over here to engineering. And I point to a scorch mark on the console. I say, do you see that? I initially looked at that scorch mark and assumed it was an overload, but after careful investigation, it appears that it is more deliberate, as if someone shot at this console, intentionally trying to damage it.
Sabotage.
Possibly. Cardassians could have gotten in this room and damaged it, and Specialist Daru needed to fix it. But it is interesting.
He would have mentioned that though when we were talking about what the overload happened. That would have definitely been brought up.
That is very logical of you. I think it is important right now that we find Specialist Daru and inform the captain. Solak to Captain Perone.
Perone here.
Is the commander there with you, sir?
She is. We're on our way to B deck. Check out something in the computer core.
I think it's important that we locate the current whereabouts of Specialist Daru. He has some explaining to do.
What you got, Solak?
Sir, I'm seeing damage on one of the consoles here in the engineering section that looks to be deliberate. It looks to be that someone fired a phaser into this console and caused damage, which was then repaired. Specialist Daru did not inform me that such damage from a phaser was done to the console. I would like to know more.
I've got Lieutenant Knox and have him track them down, but they're busy evacuating the station. You got those internal sensors running yet?
That's just the thing, sir. The Specialist Daru was to go and repair the relay so that way we could get the sensors back online, and I am unable to locate his position.
Commander Rye still with you?
She is.
Go see if you can find that. Go find that officer. Take Rye with you. Don't go alone. Be careful.
Very well. I was wondering if the commander could provide insight into where the relays are so that way we could see if Specialist Daru is there.
Ron would just look at the commander, raise an eyebrow.
Are they on C deck, Commander?
Yeah, there's 4 of them. They're essentially part of the reactor system.
Where is the closest relay to the engineering room?
Straight down the hall to your right.
And I travel down. And would it be, was she talking about kind of where I am right now, like this hallway right here? All right, you just pinged it.
If you think of yourself that you're walking down the hall 3-dimensionally.
Yeah.
You're right. Had to make sure I had the phrasing right, so.
Nope, it's good. I walk in here, and I want to take a look and see if there's any damage in this particular room, similar to the room in engineering.
Insight plus engineering, difficulty 1.
Engineering or security?
Engineering.
Okay.
You're just checking the damage on the relays, right?
Yeah, just general damage here. Diagnostics, okay?
Yeah.
I'm gonna stay like in the doorway and kind of keep an eye out in the hallway as he's working, just in case.
Yeah, I'm just doing a quick observation. I'm just doing a quick eye scan here.
Yeah, I'm not going all the way in the room. I want to let the GM know.
And out of character, would our communicators be able to communicate with their communicators?
Should be, yeah.
Should be. So while I'm here in the room, I tap my communicator and say, Specialist Daru, come in, please. There is no damage to this EPS relay. Specialist Daru, this is Commander Solak. Please respond.
All due respect, Commander, I don't think we should waste your time asking for him. I don't think he was going to answer anyway.
That would mean that we have a potential security risk. Solak to Captain. Are you there, Captain?
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
You scared me, man. I'm over here having a heart attack.
He went and took out the captain. Captain, I am at the nearest relay that the commander noted for us. The relay does not appear to be damaged, and Specialist Daru is not here. He is also not responding to communicator calls.
That's damn peculiar.
Indeed, I would recommend that we locate him immediately and that we have a security search. I would also like to know from the commander what is going on.
Commander Devron, is there anything else you need to let us know about?
Not that I'm aware of. We found their attack. I told you everything that I know, and that's prudent, sir.
Commander Solak, we need those internal. We are abandoning the station, and we need to know if there are other survivors on board. Watch your back. Lieutenant Knox.
Knox here. Go ahead.
Get a security team from the Navajo over here, stat. Let's sweep through this station looking for more survivors.
Got it. GM Knox will call over and ask for a security detail.
We'll spend the 2 momentum for that.
Hold up. Don't
Make
spend
sure
it yet.
they have-
Oh, don't spend it. Okay, sure.
and they've got security tricorders so that we can look for survivors.
Lieutenant Knox, transport systems are unable to lock onto the transporter room on board the relay. We're unable to transport anyone over due to the shielding of the base. You're going to have
What
to
about
repair that transporter.
What about transport out? Can you lock on anything on a pad here?
We can't even detect your life sign.
Got it. Okay. I'll call back to the captain. Captain, you're going to love this.
Go ahead.
Okay, transporters are out. Both lock either way. Then we're going to have to work on it from our side.
Captain, that would suggest that there has been some sort of sabotage.
I would agree.
I believe it is our priority to find Specialist Naru immediately.
Well, to be frank, sir, I think it should be Lieutenant Knox who does the finding of the specialist.
Let's converge on the transporter room. See if we can get it online. Keep an eye out for the specialist along the way.
Agreed.
Commander Devron and I are going to take care of some business in the computer core, and we'll meet you there.
Okay. Fall back to the transporter room. Aye.
Captain Perone to Navajo.
Go ahead, Captain.
Tell Lieutenant Vogel she hadn't figured out Plan B yet. She needs to hurry up with it. We may need a creative exfil.
Understood, sir.
now. And Devron, let's get a move on. And Perone will actually pull out his phaser at this point, just in case.
Oh, wrong room.
Oh yeah, it's a little farther down.
That was the armory. Not the.
Well, I mean, if you want to pick up some gifts while you're there, the gift shop.
Well, we're actually lost.
Or stumbling around in the dark.
I thought it was that.
Here it is.
There it is. That's it. That's it.
Yeah, by the dead Cardassians. I remember.
Yeah. All right. Solak will come in here and he will run a diagnostic on the transporter pad.
I will again stand in the doorway and kind of keep an eye on the hall, if in case something comes up or the captain arrives.
Thank you, Commander.
And if I get back in time for this, I can give you an assist on that transporter repair. If you need it. You probably don't.
Thank you.
It looks pretty
Yes.
handy.
We might need an assist in case we are ambushed.
That's true as well. I'm here
It
for
is
Yeah, I
that.
think when you
It is unsettling that all of these things seem to be happening all at once.
I agree.
Well, give me an insight engineering plus difficulty 2 for the transporter room. Captain, did you find where your token's at?
I see him.
It's a big map, so.
Hope that was just bodies that I rapidly went by.
I will fish that 19. There you go. That one's for you, Vogel.
The fish,
The fish.
always fish. What's the worst that could happen?
As long as you're not sleeping with the fishes.
Running diagnostic now. Interesting.
So yeah, where the captain is at Devron, she starts tapping on the panel here, and then it unlocks the door, and she opens up the computer core and heads to one of the terminals and starts pulling isolinear chips and data cards.
Well, as long as we're here, I'm going to try to pull those internal sensor logs that Rye was going to get.
Is Knox going to be joining us here in the transporter room, or is Knox with the captain?
I'm Knox is with you guys in the transporter room.
Okay.
So I'm probably on the door. You know, I'm covering the hallway.
Oh, you just don't have your token there. That's fine. That's fine.
Oh, I'm sorry, guys. I got vision problems this week.
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about
Let
it. Don't worry about it.
me and to
Yeah.
put me by the door. What am I doing?
Yeah, we'll see. Yeah, we'll see. We'll just say that you're here. Let's see. Interesting. It would seem that we have indeed a saboteur aboard. Some of the key components were pulled from the transporter recently. I will need to find a replacement or the missing parts themselves in order to repair it. This transporter device is completely inoperative.
somebody wants to make sure somebody doesn't get off this base. That's
And
what
it would
this-
be illogical to assume that it is Specialist Naru.
correct. They're the
Solok, the
control-
captain. Oh, go ahead. Go ahead. Sorry.
That's it. They're the controlling party of this stuff. I agree.
Solok, the captain.
Go ahead.
It is confirmed, sir, there is a saboteur aboard. One of the key components of the transporter device has been recently removed. The transporter device is non-functional. I will either need to find a replacement device for this, or find the device itself somewhere on the station. It is logical to assume that Specialist Naru is the one who removed it.
Well, I guess you're right. We're gonna have to find the specialist. All right, 4 of you begin sweeping that deck. And the commander will.
Arya speaks up. There's a cargo transporter on deck A. You might be able to scavenge components from that to repair the transporter. Sorry, my voice kind of. You might be able to
Very well.
scavenge some parts from there to fix the transporter.
Very well. I did. We will head there immediately. I would recommend that someone remain here in the transporter in case our individual decides to come back here and cause additional damage.
You want me to stay here, sir?
That would be illogical. I'm a little worried about splitting us too much up when there's just the 6 of us.
I don't know if it's illogical, sir, but if it's not the way that if it's not the direction you wish to go in, then we will stick together.
Stay together and double time. If I was that saboteur, a cargo transporter might be my next stop.
Yeah,
Of
I
course,
have
I
to
would
agree
head
with
to the
that one.
computer core.
Very well. What direction do we anticipate the cargo transporter to be in? This room seems to be some sort of conference room. I think it's this way.
So let me just clarify as a player. I'm moving with the chief engineer, right? Because we're sticking together. Okay, great.
Yeah. And I see
I'm-
your token.
And yeah, just go ahead and move my token with you. I'm checking those Jeffries tubes. I'll say to Solok, I think this guy's getting around with the Jeffries tubes.
That would be logical to assume. He obviously knows the layout of the station, and he knows all the engineering components. He has a
Correct.
distinct advantage over us.
He does.
All right, Rye, let's begin to check these containers to see if we can find the replacement part. And then Solok will tell her what the replacement part is and what it looks like. Let's just say it's a D365 capacitor rod.
Perfect. I can
And
find
I'm
that.
looking for any possible way we could get jumped first once we get in there and start searching. And then secondly, I'm watching those Jeffries tubes. Any accesses that are in this room.
And while we're looking through this, I say to Rye, I don't suppose any of your scans prior to coming onto the station gave a manifest of any Starfleet intelligence personnel that were supposed to be on here.
Well, unfortunately, Star Trek Intelligence doesn't often share their manifests.
Indeed, interesting. It would suggest that this was never a civilian station at all, that it was always Starfleet intelligence simply masking itself as a civilian outpost.
That would seem to be the case, Commander. Pretty
And that,
clever,
of course-
too.
That is, of course, never happened in the history of Starfleet. Yeah, I'm sure you could.
Is your character saying that, or are you saying
Oh,
that?
yes, she is, but it was with great sarcasm. Like,
Okay, so I'll respond to it. As a matter of fact, Lieutenant, it has happened several times in the history of Starfleet.
Commander, and I pull my sarcasm sign out of my pocket.
Ah,
Sarcasm.
you were being sarcastic.
I was.
Understood. Understood. And do you need us to do a roll for this search, GM?
Yeah, give me insight plus engineering difficulty 3.
So you want me to be
And
the
I'll do an
primary,
assist.
and you do
Yeah,
the
you're.
assist? Yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
So it's difficulty 3. I will definitely buy a die with momentum. We need to find this. So you're going to be helping me, so I'll be rolling 3 die. With your help, that's 4. I don't know if I've got a focus for this. I guess the question I'm asking myself here is this so important that I either use a determination for this, or if I buy another die?
I think we should probably save the determination for reinstalling just in case.
Well, reinstalling should be pretty simple once we have the part. You would know how to reinstall it.
It just, I guess, depends on if we're taking fire at that time.
I will buy the second die with momentum. So I'll be rolling 4 die plus your assist. But I don't think I've got a focus, right, GM? I don't think I
It
do.
would be transporters and replicators.
Transport replicators? All right. Well,
Could I make an argument for my assist for Starfleet protocol, like where they would usually store these kinds of items for my assist?
Sure.
There you go. You finally get to use Starfleet protocol.
Finally!
Somebody's got to use it.
And it is, again, insight engineering. Sorry, GM.
Correct. Difficulty 3.
Oh, sorry. Hold on. I'll re-roll that. Oh, it doesn't matter, I guess. If it's difficulty 3, is it still 4 successes?
No, you need 3 successes. You gotta get at least 3 successes in order to meet the difficulty. So right now you've gained 1 momentum.
1 momentum. Got it.
Right. You find a relative part you think might work.
I dust it off.
You think it's been here probably for at least 60 years.
Antiquated, but I believe this would be sufficient. It will take a little bit of tinkering in order to get it to work, but I think this can operate properly.
Excellent.
Good thing you like to tinker.
I do not like to tinker, but I find it necessary when given substandard parts to deal with a sabotage transporter module.
Well, you know what they say. The wonderful thing about tinkers is tinkers are wonderful things. So
I did not know that was.
Understand that one.
I did not know that was a common phrase on Bejor.
When you guys
sorry, not Bejor. Sorry, go ahead.
When you guys get back to the transporter room, I'm going to head back over to the captain.
Sure. He's going to say that he didn't know that was a common phrase on. I'm going to make sure I get the planet name right. That the planet that you're from. Caldozia. Caldozia, is that it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I know that's not a regular, usual Caldosian phrase. I'll explain it to you at some point.
I look forward to that explanation.
Oops, the map moved.
Yep. Does that when someone types in chat. Captain, she packs everything up into a couple boxes, sealed containers.
I want to do something while she's working.
Okay.
I want to look like I'm just kind of scanning the computer core. I actually want to scan her.
Okay.
I'm just being paranoid.
Insight medicine difficulty 1.
Oh, for the love.
That'll be fun. I don't have any rerolls, so have at it, GM.
You succeeded?
Okay. You have everything you need, Commander.
Yeah, I just need some help carrying these, if you don't mind. I do need to get back to C deck and get my well, walk in secured and ready to move.
That seems like a logical next step, as my chief engineer would say. Better give me one of those boxes. I'll carry it for you.
Appreciate it, Captain. And she
Carry the box in
hands
his offhand so he can keep his phaser hand free.
paranoia.
After you.
Captain, I didn't know it better. I think you're. Did I do something wrong, Captain? Like, I don't mean to catch you off guard. I really do appreciate the save on this one, sir.
I haven't done anything wrong. It's just a lot happening right now.
Yeah, I need to find Dura and figure out what's going on with him.
Yeah, well, it feels like we're being intentionally delayed.
So,
Like him or someone else is expecting reinforcements any minute.
yeah, it could be someone from the strike team remained behind.
What do you know of that specialist that was in engineering?
He's been here for 6 years. Really good mechanic, eager.
Any reason he'd sabotage the transporter room?
No.
How long have you been on this station?
6 years. Off and on.
That's a long time to be on a remote duty station like this.
Yeah, it is.
Where'd she go?
Inside the transporter room.
Oh, we're back in the transporter room?
Uh, she essentially, puts the crate she was carrying down and locks it, takes the crate from you, and enter the code to lock it. She goes, "Excuse me, Captain. I need to grab our guest."
I'll be right behind you.
If you insist, sir.
I absolutely do. If Prone can get out this door. Which way she go?
To
Back to C deck? Okay, if I, the player, have just lost the token, or did she give me the slip?
you, the player, lost the token.
Okay, yeah, I got caught in the in the transporter room. Hey, new person I haven't met yet. Care to make introductions, Commander?
This is Ross Ravik, former Obsidian Order agent. Ross, this is Captain David Perrone, the USS Navajo. Ah, pleasure, Captain Perrone. I've heard some of your exploits, especially recently with the Zinkethi.
Well, thank you. It was a little touch and go there for a little while, but managed to avoid a war. I'm afraid you have me at a disadvantage. I don't know you, but I imagine I wouldn't. I don't know too many people on the intelligence side of things. At any rate, as soon as we get the transporters working again, we are going to evacuate this station. Hopefully, before any more of your countrymen show up.
Yes, that would be most prudent. I fear my time would be short if we don't get out of here.
Well, we'll be fine once we get back to my ship. Rowan to Solok, how are those repairs coming?
They're progressing, Captain.
Don't mean to rush you, but sooner rather than later.
I understand, Captain. And do you need me to do a roll for that, GM, or do you want me to wait on that?
You're gonna need to wait on that.
Okay.
Outside the door, Captain, you hear the a muffled sound of someone like they're talking, and then some phaser fire.
Captain will will say back to the take cover, and he will step around this corner to get some cover and point his phaser at the door.
And you hear the sound of footsteps as if someone is running away from the door.
Then he's gonna channel his inner Kirk again and poke his head out the door, see if he can see who it is. He will yell back to the commander, get him to the transporter room, and Perone will run in the direction of the phaser fire because he's channeling his inner Kirk.
As you round the corner, you see Nira sort of disappear in the corner.
And he sounds at phaser fire, footsteps, blood curdling screams.
You hear the sound of phaser fire and a thud.
Which way? My left or my right?
Straight down.
Perone will be moving slightly cautiously. Peek down that corridor, make sure he didn't get shot.
As you see the lieutenant kind of kneeling down on the, not kneeling, but sitting up against the bulkhead, bracing, clinching her side, holding her phaser. I think I nailed him. He's up in the Jeffries tubes.
One of the Cardassians or one of us?
Dora. He came out and started attacking me. I think he's after our guest. I don't know why he's betrayed us. He's usually quite the talker.
Well, the talking kinds are also usually pretty good listeners. You think you can make it to the transporter room on your own power?
Yeah.
Go on and inform my staff there what's going on. I'll see if I can get our little guest.
And I don't know where I'm at, but if I've heard fire or whatever, I'd try to move in on it as well.
I think you're in the transporter room with us, right?
Yeah, then I'm
Yeah.
staying there.
Yeah, we didn't. I don't think we've heard anything.
Okay, great. We're holding the transporter room.
Unless did like an internal alarm go off on the station, GM? That we heard.
There's no internal alarm because internal sensors are down.
Okay. That's right. That's what I figured.
I selected the yes on the transport. This doesn't look like a Jeffries tube, though. Or is this playing the part of a Jeffries tube?
It's playing the part of it, Jeffries tubes. It ports you to another part of the station.
I understand. Can I hear this? Can I hear anything that might tell me a direction to go in?
You don't.
Okay. Transporters we're on the same deck as the transporters, so I'm going to try to follow this Jeffries tube in the direction of the transporter room. Probably to my right, maybe.
You see a lot of blood trails, you know. And
She
whatnot.
said she got him.
There's a lot over here. Go back. You. You
He's got a
see,
living there?
yeah, you see Specialist Daru lying on the ground in a pool of his own blood.
Yay, gory Star Trek.
Is he dead?
He appears to be dead.
Phaser disruptor. I didn't hear another phaser blast. Can I look real quick to see maybe what killed him?
Insight medicine difficulty 1.
Hey, that went better than the last one.
Got a momentum.
That looks painful. All right. Are there any Jeffries tubes accesses in this room?
No.
Okay, let's see if I see a Kardashian saboteur anywhere out here. I think I'm gonna check this room to my left. That's probably not a fresh corpse, right?
Nope. Looks like you see the medical officer kind of hunched over on top of the bio bed, slightly, a hypo in her hand.
You know, I'm a bit of a pack rat. I'm gonna take that and check to see what it is while I continue moving. Well, this is interesting. I know he didn't get by me. Prone to Lieutenant Knox.
Knox here. Go ahead.
Keep an eye out. You may be having incoming. At the very least, you have Commander Devereaux with a Cardassian in tow, who was a friendly, one injured Starfleet person, and maybe one or more hostiles.
Hostiles going after the Cardassian target, right?
That would be a fair assumption.
I've been thinking they've been using the Jeffries tubes. And also other routes. Okay, we'll be ready.
Very good.
GM, I'm gonna keep an eye on if there's between the floors, sometimes there's Jeffrey's tubing there you can crawl through. I want to just know where those locations are, so they can't be used tactically against us. Or at least I know where to shoot.
Is that a Jeffrey's tube entrance right there, GM?
It is.
Any signs it's been recently used, like the Cardassian left bloody handprints or something?
There's definitely blood on the railing and stuff. Or the ladder.
Well, let's play a hunch and go this way then.
Inside the Jeffries tube, kind of hunched holding the phaser, kind of killed over against the Jeffries tube, you see another man with similar markings on him. But he appears to be dead.
He's dead, Jim.
That he is. Pearl's just gonna feel the skin. Is this this is obviously not a fresh kill?
It is not.
And am I on a different deck than the transporter room now?
You're on B deck.
Does this tube head up to C? Where does it play?
Hold on, I have to look at it again. Here's the C deck.
All right, working on a hunch that Saboteur, our guest, is headed towards the transporter room. I want to take it to see. Stop here, look for signs of passage, listen for sounds of running or, screaming. Definitely getting my Kirk on tonight.
Yeah.
And GM, I'm just making sure that I'm ready for whatever might be coming my way. This might be where things get decided. This could be the OK Corral. So I am prepping for that. If I need to move some stuff around so that,
Right.
and I know where those exits are.
So just hold off here a second. Captain, go back to the other room you were just at. Right here. As you go into what appears to be like a little lab conference room area, you see Lieutenant Nira, who you just saw earlier, bloody with kind of holes on her, and holding a phaser pointing at you, shaking. The damn thing's a monster. The hell is it? Are you? And she's visibly shaking, ready to point the phaser at you, ready to strike you.
Lieutenant, it's you just talked to me a minute ago. What did you see? Perron's going to visually inspect her wounds, see if there's. I mean, he doesn't have a medical kit with him, but
Oh,
he'll
it's
figure
similar wounds, except you don't see bruising around her neck. Except you see maybe like some lashes, like slashes, and almost like a pretty big. Looks like someone took a rod and went through her, and the rod disappeared.
Perron's going to rip the sleeves off his uniform, try to bind her wounds, and try to get her to talk to him. Come on, tell me what you saw.
I don't know what I saw. She kind of drops the phaser, clutching onto life. Get me out of here.
All right, now let me bind some of these so you don't bleed out.
Daring medicine difficulty 2.
Okay, take a. You know what? Take 3 momentum. I'm gonna get 2 extra dice. This is not one of my better attributes here.
All right, you manage to bandage her up and stop the bleeding. She's stable, but as you finish, she kind of lunges over, collapsing unconscious. But she appears to be, from what you can say, stable, but she needs medical attention right away.
Okay, I'm going to, if I can do it safely, get her up in a fireman's carry so I can at least have a hand free with my phaser and start moving back to the transporter room.
Okay, so we're gonna hold off for you, but I'm gonna head back up towards where the transport room's at because other shenanigans is about to pop off.
Shenanigans.
Yep. Knox, as you see Lieutenant Commander Devron and a Cardassian, which she seems to be escorting, you see Lieutenant Nira exiting the turbo lift, kind of clenching her side a little bit. And at this point, we are going to enter in combat as her arm swifts and changes into a large tentacle.
Okay. And I'm not asking any more questions at this point. I will just be shooting. Okay. I do have a constantly watching.
Meanwhile, we're tinkering with a transporter pad. Rye.
Yep, that's tinker. I'm probably just holding like the light for you or something, and then you tools every once in a while.
What is your engineering?
It's 3. I'm actually probably helpful, but it's
Yeah,
funnier
you're
if I'm
like
just
yeah. Engineering's 3. It's fine.
yeah. The science and engineering, they kind of go friendly together.
Yeah.
Way better than my security. If it actually comes to me fighting, we're gonna die.
A 2 in anything is considered competent.
I'm a
Yeah.
1.
She gets notifications from Starfleet. You know, security training is available this week.
Oh, he rolled a complication.
Okay.
and I realize I am muted.
Okay.
Okay, so Devon essentially got hit as the did spent the threat for do a swift task. Arya takes barely misses a tentacle slash at her as the Cardassian takes one to his back and falls unconscious. It is now your guys' turn.
Okay.
Nox, since you're outside, you of the transporter room, do you wish to phaser?
Yep,
Barely,
I'm
the
gonna
changeling.
phaser. Yep, and remember I have constantly watching, so
Well, it only works in the first round, and I spent the 4th threat to go first. So
but that's fine. That's fine as long as you had to spend the threat.
Made him eat all that threat. That was good.
No, constantly watching means you get to chew up a bit of the GM's thread, like you're always aware and you're ready to react.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go ahead and shoot this guy. So that's control and security.
difficulty 2.
Where are we at momentum wise?
We have 2 momentum left.
Do you mind if I spend one? I want to make sure I
No,
hit.
that's what it's there for.
Okay, so putting one into the die, and there we go. Roll the dice. Okay. And I guess I get to re-roll one of those. See where the numbers came out. Okay. Okay, so I need to re-roll. And shit, this is kind of important. I'll spend my determination, which I believe allows me to re-roll.
Okay. What value are you going to use for your determination spend?
Okay, let me take a look here. I think this one's pretty simple. This is the moment people start firing, like tentacles, and all that kind of stuff. When the minute it goes Akira, you shoot and you don't worry about killing. Okay, so I've got values. Here we go. Starfleet is my family. I don't want to see anybody under our protection or any of my people get hurt. So that's what I'd like to activate.
Okay, I'll take it. You're going to re-roll all 3?
I'm going to re-roll all 3. So
It's a good value.
What'd you use for your minor?
What's my minor?
No, you have a minor action and a major action.
Oh, minor action. I guess aim. I'll use the aim minor action, which I believe then gives me a re-roll if I'm close.
Okay, well, so let's resolve the determination spend real quick.
Okay. So I'm spending 1.
Well, you're spending your
that-
determination, so you can re-roll all 3.
Okay.
They have cautious security.
Yeah. Well, they rolled 0, so
Yeah, that's the problem. Is I rolled 0, and you have to have at least 1 success. So
2.
that is the reason.
It's
2.
difficulty 2.
So here it goes.
Well, I'm just saying, if you aimed, you get to re-roll all of them, I believe.
Yeah, I will on this round. I'll have aim and potentially that. So that's that's my backup on this roll. Here it goes. Okay, there we go.
You have aim and cautious, so you can re-roll the 19.
Okay, aim and cautious to re-roll the 19. Okay, so I'm going to re-roll just 1. And that's perform task 1 die. Same deal, here it comes. 17.
You can re-roll that 17 again for your last re-roll.
There we go. So re-roll again. Thank God for all these backups. Don't take me to Vegas.
17.
This is the reason I don't go there. Oh my god.
I just think Foundry is messing with you.
No, it's the universe. It's a regular thing.
All right, your phaser shot hits. I am going to spend I'm going to spend 2 threats to keep them up of their personal threat. So,
Okay.
unfortunately, does anyone have quick to action in the party? Oh no, never mind. Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
So who's going next?
If Vigo's on this deck, he could go next.
Sorry, guys. I actually got to go. Little man's throwing the hissy fit from hell. So I'm gonna have to call it. But
Okay.
don't let me die.
Sure.
All right. I'll see you guys later.
See you in a week. Bye
Have a
bye.
good
Bye.
one.
Yeah.
All right, Vigo, you're up.
Now the big question is, do I have to use a miner to draw the weapon?
I don't think it is a minor action. Oh, yeah, it is a minor action to draw a weapon.
Okay. And then it's a miner to move, correct?
Correct.
Okay, so I'm gonna have to use that momentum because I need both. I need 2 miners.
Sure.
If I can get control of the token. Okay, for whatever reason I can't move it now. I'm gonna move him to where he could get.
I don't know why it's doing that. Token stuck.
Let me try refreshing.
I'm going to end the combat here. Delete. That is weird. All right. I'm going to drop Vigo back in.
All right, cool. So I'll move to where I can shoot at whoever the baddie is. Use the miner to draw the weapon, and then I'll shoot.
All right. Control security difficulty 2.
Bold medicine. Take a threat. Oh, he has a focus in phasers. Who would have thought?
Oh,
Go Mighty Vigo.
Gain a momentum. It's type 2.
That's what's on the sheet.
I'm spending 2 personal threat to keep him up.
And then I'll just yell to the engineering team, take cover.
I believe it is Arya, Captain. We'll exclude Orion for the time being. And Solok. Who would like to go next?
if I go, this is combat, so this doesn't count as me repairing the transporter machine, does it?
It will be an action to start repairing the transporter machine.
What do you think, Captain? You mean it take it now to start repairing the transporter machine?
Yeah.
Okay. Or should I run out into the hallway and start shooting?
Well, the captain's not even is nowhere near you. I think this is Solak's
Mhm.
going to make this call on his own.
I think Solak will go into the hallway and attempt to help the situation.
Okay, so minor
He
to
will
move, and then you have to spend a momentum
minor
for
to
an
move.
extra minor to draw your phaser. Because you were working the
I
transporter.
will do that then.
All right. Control security, difficulty 2.
Control security. Take a threat. I'll roll an additional die. Boy, the rolls are great tonight.
As you fire your phaser, you could have swore you were dead on, but you just see the body contort and maneuver itself, away from the phaser shot.
Very interesting.
Arya's gonna go. She's going to draw her phaser and shoot the changeling. Unfortunately, her shot misses in her haste, kind of almost a little bit startled from the current onslaught of this interaction. Captain, I believe you're the last to go.
I guess I am carrying Lieutenant Naren as far as I can carry her in one round.
I'm going to just kind of drag your token out to where you can go. If you want to sprint, you can give me a fitness security.
Sure, I'll try
Oh, sorry.
that.
Fitness con. It's difficulty 0. And each momentum generated, you use it as sort of part of the action to move additional zones.
That did not go well.
You get to the door, but in your haste, you sort of lose your grip on your fireman's carry on the lieutenant, and she kind of slips and falls down next to the ground here.
Wait, I can't. The screen is on the other character, so I can't see. But I'm gonna stop and pick her up. Hopefully, I didn't kill her.
Okay, and with that, we're going to go to the start of a new round, and it's the Changelings go. Quickly analyzing the threats. She is going, her hand turks a little bit, and big globs fire out towards Nox.
Oh crap!
Globs.
Blobs.
Globs, yeah.
Like they
Globs
almost like
are-
spikes that are going to spend a threat for an extra dice. Ooh. All right, Nox, you take. So the way this works is, unfortunately, you get hit by these as these almost large, nearly stone-like things, like almost like pierce into you, and then ooze away, rejoining the changeling.
Right.
So you will take an injury for this, or you can. So you have stress. You can spend essentially 4 stress to avoid the injury.
Well, that's what I want to do. I believe it means it affects me at the end of the round, but I can ignore it initially like a rush of adrenaline, right?
So what it means is you just avoid the injury. So, and you can't avoid
Great.
more than the amount of stress you take.
Okay.
So yeah. So what you do is you just mark 4, and then when your stress maxes out, you can't avoid anymore, and that's when you will take an injury.
Okay. And I'm not sure how to mark stress yet on the character sheet.
I'll do that. I usually do like a countdown, but so I've taken
Okay,
the
great.
4 away. You have 7 stress left.
Okay.
And then I'm going to spend 2 of that threat to go again, and she's going to attempt to tentacle whip Arya. Spend another threat for an extra dice. I'm going to spend some of Arya's stress as the tentacle lashes out, nearly missing her, cutting the part of her uniform, revealing the side of her side. And it turn passes to you guys. Who would like to go?
I think I was first last time, right?
You can go. Yeah, you can go.
You can go. It doesn't
Okay.
matter the order. It's just matter. It usually goes players, NPC, players, NPC. Whoever side went last, the other side goes first.
Okay, now we only have 1 determination, right? So I've already spent mine for the game, correct?
Correct.
Okay. How much momentum do we have?
0.
0.
Okay, there we go.
But it's okay. We got this.
We got this. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and shoot it again. I've watched it move, GM, for whatever that's worth. And here it goes, rolling the dice, control and security. There we go, 2 successes.
That's it. I'm going to spend 2 of the personal threat to keep them up, to avoid the injury. Essentially, avoid the injury. As the phaser shot goes and kind of grazes, it looks like her, and he just shrugs it off.
Okay. But she won't shrug the next one.
Who's next?
Vigo could go. Does it look like this thing has resistance?
Oh, it does.
Okay. I am going to use my minor to charge for piercing.
Okay.
And then I will give you a threat and do the shooting.
Oh.
There we go.
Jeez. Gain 2 momentum. As you shoot and fire, it definitely looked like it took the hit. I'm going to spend all of its personal threat plus 2 threat to keep it up.
It's on its back leg. Don't forget to charge.
Who's next?
I'll have Solak go now, and he'll take a cue from Vigo to do the same thing. He'll do the charge and the shoot. And I guess I'll
charge
take
for what?
Charge for what?
We'll charge for piercing.
Okay.
And I guess I'll take a momentum to do an additional die. So 3 die. And rolling.
Nice.
Gain a momentum. Solak, following Vigo's cue, your phaser shot hits it dead on as it kind of squirts and screams, and you see it begin to melt and form into a big blob on the ground.
Hmm. Did that end combat?
Medic! Yeah, we're the end of combat.
Okay.
And Vigo's already running.
Daring medicine, difficulty 3.
Oh, 3, you say? How does using a supporting character's value work? Is that a
Just like a
momentum
normal
deal?
value. Just like a normal.
Okay.
It's for NPC. For NPCs, it's different because you have to spend 3 threat to spend their value. But for supporting characters, no.
Okay.
You just call a value.
Okay. Can I use the value "No One Left Behind"?
Yeah.
And then I'll give you a threat to turn on bold.
It's
And I
daring
think 3
medicine.
dice would be enough. Triage, field medicine.
I will take field medicine.
Good thing I had bold.
You need to reroll 1.
I'll reroll. Yep. Uh-oh. Oh, I'm rolling the wrong thing.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter as daring sucks. It'll be 12. It's the number's 12, but they're all higher.
Yep. As you begin trying to treat, the wound is too great, and you see that his life fades away.
No, you damn dark Cardassian, don't leave yet.
Solak goes back into the transporter room and begins to make repairs to the transport device.
Somewhere the captain is trudging along.
Sorry, I moved your character up, Captain. Captain carrying the actual lieutenant on your back, you see gelatinous blob on the ground, and the Cardassian agents essentially a big gash in his back, bleeding out on the ground, as Vigo attempts to stabilize him as he just stands up in size.
No time for regrets now, Mr. Vigo. I got one more for you. Can someone fill me in on what happened here?
Yes, sir. The shapeshifter attempted to attack us just before you got here. Took 3 or 4 of us shooting at it to eventually get it down. Solak took it down. Good work, Mr. Solak.
Shapeshifter?
Yes. Tentacles, projectiles, the usual Japanese animation stuff, sir.
Never did really care for that stuff.
You know, I only used to just enjoy watching it. I didn't know I'd be encountering it in work. But yes, some kind of very capable shapeshifter. Some of the material is on the ground. We should grab it for bio.
Lieutenant, the captain will direct Lieutenant Rye to gather a sample of the stuff. We suffer any other casualties besides our Cardassian defector?
No, I don't believe so. Correct. Out of character, we haven't had any people go down yet. Right? No, sir.
No.
Yeah. No, okay. No, sir.
Well, the possibilities, Commander Devereaux, that the Cardassians weren't attacking the station to get at Mr. Ravik, but we're chasing whatever that was.
Might be, sir. Might be.
All I know is my superiors are not going to be happy about this.
Ron just looks around at the carnage, goes, no one should be happy about this.
Thank you for all your help, sir. We should, if you don't mind, I'd like to, if we have the time, to gather at least the dead. They deserve a proper burial.
I agree, but can't guarantee the Cardassians aren't sending more reinforcements. My duty is towards the living, not the dead. Apologize, Commander, but we still need to evacuate.
Understood.
Ron will, yeah, unless Vigo has taken Niran off from him. I assume Vigo has taken Niran from him.
Yeah.
Ron will look into the transporter room. Solak, progress?
Apologies, Captain. I was delayed in getting this repaired. There was a changeling attacking us.
Interesting name for our mystery shapeshifter. I think out of character. I think we're in a time frame yet where Federation hasn't encountered the changelings yet.
I'll just say shapeshifter just to make it easy.
You kind of, yeah, you're aware of them by this point, because, yeah.
I'll just say shapeshifter. Apologies, Captain. I was delayed. A shapeshifter was attacking us. The transport device is now functioning.
Let's contact. This is the captain. He'll do it. He'll get his combat. Prone to Navajo.
Go ahead, away team.
We've repaired the transporter unit down here. Are you able to make connection?
We are, sir. We're ready to beam you aboard.
All right, stand by. Prone. Just to move his head back out of the transport room. We're ready to evacuate. Let's go.
Vigo will just yell, "Wounded first, please."
Take her. Arya, I'm assuming Vigo is like you're carrying.
Yep.
Yeah, Prone will
Probably gonna
dash in her uniform. Go, you too, Commander.
Yeah. As she reaches down and pulls off the ID thing from his chest. It's their equivalent to dog tags, sir. If he has any family left, they might want to know.
Understood. And then let's get everyone back to the Navajo.
I'm assuming Captain and Knox are the last ones to beam out.
Yeah.
Yeah, Knox would have been one of the last to beam out. Exactly.
Um, so I think we'll go ahead and go back to the bridge here. As the wounded are taken to sickbay and the 4 of you head back to the bridge. Kept on the bridge as Celine stands up. Sir, yeah. Long-range sensors detect a Cardassian vessel inbound. We should leave.
I agree. Vogel set a course for Deep Space Nine. Let's get out of here.
Aye, sir.
And with that, I think we'll call that the end of the relay.